This is the Roy Green Show podcast.
What a rude, crude, nasty, lying U.S. election campaign we're watching. Earlier in the week, Donald Trump told Second Amendment people they could deal with Hillary Clinton if she's elected president of the United States and nominates left-wing judges. Many in the Clinton campaign or its orbit interpreted Trump's statement as a direct threat to Clinton. Then on Wednesday, Donald Trump announced that Barack Obama is the founder of ISIS, a statement, Donald Trump repeated a number of times. Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, has additional emails surface, as well as evidence which seems to indicate individuals who contributed generously to the Clinton Foundation were then granted favorable access to the State Department. Quid pro quo. With Hillary Clinton as the Secretary of State, of course. And meanwhile, at a Clinton rally in Orlando, the father of the gay nightclub mass murderer sat just behind the Hillary Clinton dais, platform, and subsequently told media he'd been invited by the Clinton campaign. And last night in Milwaukee, there was rioting after police shot and killed a man who refused to drop a firearm. Is Trump too proactively supporting police? Somebody sent me an email this morning. Trump is too proactively supporting police. All sorts of stories going on. Hillary Clinton kicking police to the curb, had no interest in obtaining campaign support from the largest police union in the United States. I'm joined by Dr. Jasser. He's, fortunately for us, a fairly regular contributor to this program, but very generous with his time. Former U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander. And Zudi is also the author of A Battle for the Soul of Islam and co-founder of the Muslim Reform Movement. You can find him on Twitter at Dr. Zudi Jasser. Zudi, thank you for the time. Is this a week like no other in the U.S. election campaign, let's say in the last 8 to 10 months, or is it just another week?
Well, with this campaign, it seems to be just another week. I mean, what a mess. What a mess. I mean, and I'll tell you, as an American, as a conservative, is this really the best our country can give us? I mean, I used to think politics was, because of how tough it was, a meritocracy, but it no longer is that. And while I've never voted for a Democrat and never vote for Hillary, I'm certainly not a supporter of Trump, and many of us have given him chances from the beginning. I never thought that the other 16 candidates would fall to the side. But his scorched earth policy of dealing with them, the juvenile sort of bullyish avoidance of topics, but simply name-calling, his inability to be clear. I mean, you mentioned, even when Hugh Hewitt asked him, do you mean she founded ISIS? And he stood by that. And nuance matters. I mean, the founders of ISIS really ideologically are the Saudis and the Qataris. Did Hillary and Obama allow the Qataris and the Saudis to infuse funds and radicalize the Syrian population? Absolutely. But to say that they founded it is just, those nuances take away his credibility, his support of Putin, his support of Russia. I mean, we saw the Republican platform basically give a nod to what's happening in the Ukraine and others, and it's sort of a bizarre shift in that both parties have candidates that are not in the interest of American security.
I spoke yesterday on the air with Colonel Peter Mansour, the former executive officer to General David Petraeus during the surge in Iraq. And Colonel Mansour shared that for the first time in his adult life, he's voting for a Democrat as president because he considers Trump too dangerous to the United States. Now, just saying that, Zudi, I know there are people who are ardent Trump supporters who are getting angry just at the notion that somebody would be turning away from Donald Trump.
Well, as a conservative, I'd never vote for Hillary or what she stands for. I do agree with him that Trump is dangerous. I mean, if you don't take his words at face value and you continue to give him a pass where he didn't know what the nuclear triad was, he wanted to abolish NATO because of financing issues, all these things that show a person that is unhinged and really answers every question based on his own effect on his personality and narcissism rather than on humility and American interest. He's never used terms like freedom and democracy. I never hear him talking about liberty. The definition of constitutional requirements of government, he couldn't even identify anything beyond national security. I mean, all these things, I agree with all the national security experts that have come out against Mr. Trump. However, having said that, we can't, populism is not conservative principles, and we can't support someone like Hillary simply by saying, well, the end justifies the means. I do think that Trump would do a generational disservice to the conservative movement, while we could recuperate after 4 years from a Hillary candidacy. But certainly, I think a no vote to leaving the top of the ballot empty, or maybe even considering the Libertarians or something else, may be more moral. Let me give you a quote from C.S. Lewis from Mere Christianity. He said, sometimes the devil will give you two opposites to choose from, and the moral thing to do is to choose neither. And I think that's sort of where we are right now.
You're listening to The Roy Green Show, weekends from 2 to 5 on AM 900 CHML.